Good morning on this fine Friday, December 22nd. At least it is Friday, December 22nd in my neck of the woods, but it might be another day in yours, I think. I'm not sure. You know, I don't really understand time zones and all those things. Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. Thank you for joining. I assume that everyone is just ready for holidays and a nice break from life and work. But like a good life break, you know, like the kind where you get to eat cookies and cake and stuff. All right. 3 days till Christmas. Yes, that's pretty exciting. Unfortunately, my ink is not super Christmassy festive, but kind of, depending on what kind of ink festivities you engage in and what kind of decorating festivities you engage in. So let us quickly go through here. I have my Clairefontaine 1951 staple bound, like the vintage notebook, staple bound, and I'm using the lined version. I've used it before, so we're just gonna continue on. The Pilot, sorry, it's very dry here, and I think I'm half dying. Okay, I've got the Pilot Parallel. This is the 6mm. And the ink we are playing with is Robert Oster or Oster. Some people say Oster. Other people have taught me Oster. So I'm just going to carry on. This is the Gold Antiqua. Now, we've done a hot stuff on this several weeks ago. Actually, it might be months ago now. Kim shows this thing off, and it's like super pretty. And after that, I had to get myself a bottle. So now I am here with the bottle, and I thought I would play around with it. And why Gold Antiqua? Well, I mean, if you have like gold garland or tinsel or something, I guess tinsel is usually silver, but garland is quite often gold. So it's always an option to have a festive ink that is not shimmery. So it's like deceivingly festive, I guess you could say. Okay, so the notebook is the hang on one sec. There we go. I inked this up last night, and it's so dry in here, and it's like it just dried it out, but it's okay now. This is the 1951 notebook. You all know my Pilot Parallel because I talk about them constantly. 6mm. And then now we can do some fun stuff with the ink. Fun stuff, huh? Okay, what can we do? Let me think here. Everyone's so quiet in there. What's going on? I'm spending all my time writing the R, even though I have many, many more letters to do. Oh, hello. I got a wave. Thank you. That means you guys are alive and listening, or alive anyway. Robert. I'm just going to say Oster because that's what I always say. And it could be wrong, but if you know the actual correct pronunciation, please let me know. What do you say? Do you say Robert Oster, Robert Oster? Robert Oster. Okay, let me just ramble a bit about this ink while we go. It's like a golden brown when it's very saturated like it is here. But it's definitely on the gold side. So it's less brown, more gold. It kind of reminds me of like a gold statue. Like actually more like a bronze statue where it has like this like a patina to it, I guess. Okay. Hopefully I'm not blocking my writing. I try to position this so that you guys can all see what's going on. And now I'm staring at the page and not at the screen, so I don't actually know if you can see. But I assume that someone will object. Okay. Gold. I'm gonna have to start a new line for this one. This is a nice ink in terms of its behavior. It flows really well. It's pretty easy to clean because it's not super saturated, and it doesn't have any shimmer or particles or anything of the sort. There you go. Okay, that took a long time, and it basically filled the entire page. Does the ink have any sheen? Not really, which is another reason I think it's fairly easy to clean out, because it's not so saturated that it has sheen. But let's just make like a little inky box here. See good flow, so it's on the wet side. Give it a bit more, let it dry, and then we can take a look if there's any sheen. But I haven't been able to squish any out. There we go. Hello, Eric. Thank you for joining. We're inking around. I think it's a really pretty color, and it's fairly unique because I have not seen a whole lot of inks like this in this like range of brown gold. Superb shading, isn't it? I think it's really beautiful. I think very underrated, I would say, and I think this would look stellar in a flex nib. Okay, so I'm just going to write a little on the edge of the parallel, which is still on the wet side, but it'll give us a better idea of what it looks like with a fine nib, finer nib, a nib that is not a 6mm. And you can also check out the hot stuff, because Kim used, I think, like a finer medium. Okay. Completely legible in a finer nib. You won't get as much shading, of course. That's not surprising. That's what you should expect. But it's totally legible. Okay, let's take a look at our little box, because it's on its drying. It's on its way to drying. It's drying. Yeah, so it's not really, there's no sheen. You will get some like pooling at the edges, which always happens with inks if you use them in a wet application. But there's no sheen, which is not a bad thing. I think I actually kind of like this one without sheen, because it gives it more of like a matte statue kind of look. I don't know if that makes any sense. What I'm picturing, I'm going to draw the statue that I'm picturing. Okay, so you have the base, and the base is somewhere like maybe sitting in a museum or something, because obviously if it's my drawing, it's going to be in a museum. And so you have like some person with a curly hair motif, because actually I don't know, that's just their head, and their eyes are closed, and they're not smiling because you didn't smile back in the days of statues, and they're coy and shapely in this manner. Oh, this is a terrible drawing. Okay, so this was supposed to be it's supposed to be you know what, let's just put a foot here, and then they're just kind of sitting, and so that's the drawing. And now picture this, but like in a bronze gold finish, because they used like some kind of bronze and then plated it with gold, and then it tarnished over time, and something like that. So let's just color this in so that you don't have to look at the horrible statue I have depicted. Do you see it? Do you see what I mean? Like, can you picture what I'm talking about? Like a statue from back in the day. Yes, exactly. Where smiling is bad juju. It's okay. So there we go. This is probably one of the worst drawings I've ever done on Inkspiration, because I once did the Millennium Falcon and it looked really deranged. I wonder if it's even in this notebook. I don't know. No, it's not in this one, but it was really bad. posing for statues. There's just no time for smiling. You're just exhausted. Okay, so super shading, definitely gold in the lighter spots, and more just like a dark gold in the medium spots. And then I think it turns a bit brown when it's really saturated. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really call this sheen. It's more just like an outline because it's not really a different color and it's not really shiny. It's a very matte finish. But that's very subjective, of course. And of course,